Breaking news, 3 people are dead, 2 injured after the Kenosha sheriff reports mayhem erupted inside a bar and restaurant.
Kenosha is requesting anyone available that we have to spare to respond to an active shooter at the Summers House Bar and Restaurant on Sheridan Road.
And the suspect is still at large. This mass shooting began just before 1 o'clock this morning inside the Summers House restaurant in the village of Summers. Stephanie Haynes is live with us this morning on scene where, Stephanie, we see law enforcement swarming the area.
Julia, good morning. This is what the scene has looked like all night and now into this morning. Just dozens of investigative trucks, plenty of police, also a mobile command unit. Here off to my right, take a look at this video of what happened. The sheriff says this happened around 12:40 this morning. 3 people, as you said, have died. 2 others were taken to the hospital. Police are still searching for that suspect. The sheriff says they think this is a targeted and isolated incident, and they do not think that there is a threat to the community at this time. But at 4:11 a.m., while on scene, I did get a public safety notification on my phone alerting people about the suspect and report any suspicious activity. So meanwhile, this Summers House Inn, where the reported shooting has occurred, according to the sheriff, they are working the scene, telling people to avoid this area of Sheridan Road and 15th Place to allow these investigative crews to complete their work. Some were arriving just short of an hour ago from state investigative teams, but we're going to keep an eye on how things develop here. We should hear from the sheriff later today. For now, live in Summers, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News. Julia.
All right, Stephanie, we'll get back to you every 15 minutes throughout TMJ4 News today. And to give you some perspective on where this mass shooting took place, this is where the bar and restaurant is, the Summers House. It's located on Sheridan Road near 15th Place in the village of Summers. It's just down the street, you see, from Carthage College. And as Stephanie was talking about, people in the area were sent this push notification to their cell phones saying there is an active criminal investigation in the area and to report any suspicious activity to 911. Once again, we know that multiple people have been shot. The suspect still at large, according to the Kenosha County Sheriff, and the sheriff is expected to hold a news conference later today, and we'll let you know as soon as that happens. 5:32, switching gears to our weather. Many people getting ready for the day to work or church. Let's get a toss to meteorologist Marissa Walzen with what it feels like outside. Hey, Marissa.
Good morning, Julia. It is another cold morning across the area with a good portion of us starting off right near the freezing mark. We're at 32 in Waukesha to start off the day. West Bend 33, slightly warmer as you work your way through Lake Geneva and Burlington, and especially all along the lakefront. We're waking up in the mid-30s, so a few degrees above the freezing mark. These will likely be our low temperatures this morning before temperatures will climb as we move throughout the day. A live look over Milwaukee, starting to see our skies a bit brighter. Sunrise is not too far away. It'll be at 6:05 this morning, so just in about a half hour from now. The sun will set just after 7:30 as we move into this evening. And I do expect more sunshine today, though we will add in a couple more clouds than what we saw yesterday. Even with that said, though, temperatures will be warmer. Temperatures will climb close to the low 50s by the lunch hour. As we move into the afternoon and evening towards the lakefront, we will see temperatures climbing into the upper 50s, going 57 for Milwaukee. But the farther you live from the lake, the better chance that you have to see the 60s as we move into this afternoon. But 60s are not going to stick around. I am still tracking those snowflakes. I'll have a closer look coming up in just a bit, Julia.
All right, Marissa, thank you. An investigation continues into the mass shooting at an Indiana FedEx facility. A former employee killed 8 people there Thursday night and injured 5 more before killing himself. Today, we're learning more about the victims. Chris Pallone has the latest.
In Indianapolis, Saturday, people paused to remember the victims of Thursday's mass shooting and to show support for their family and friends. 8 people died that night at the FedEx facility where they work, their ages ranging from 19 to 74. 5 others are expected to survive their injuries after a former employee with a rifle opened fire.
Couldn't believe it was my mama who got shot. I didn't believe it until I saw her.
His mother is expected to make it. So is Kristen Johnson's father. His car a constant and chilling reminder of the violent attack.
And looking at his car, he has 12 bullet holes in it. So the fact that he's even still alive is that's a lot.
Investigators have searched the home of 19-year-old Brandon Hull, a former FedEx employee. He was already known to law enforcement. The FBI said Hull's mother previously warned them he might want to be killed by a police officer.
He was found in a couple of police reports.
The killings drawing an emotional response from President Biden.
This has to end. It's a national embarrassment. It is a national embarrassment what's going on.
Now, yet again, 8 more American families are left to mourn.
Our aunt, Amarjit, she left her kids night before, and then she's not going to come back ever. Her 13-year-old and 19-year-old, they're going to look for answers every day.
Answers that might never come. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
And the family of the gunman, Brandon Hull, issued a statement. It read in part, "We are devastated at the loss of life that was caused by Brandon's actions. Through the love of his family, we tried to get him help that he needed. Our sincerest and most heartfelt apologies go out to the victims of this senseless tragedy." To coronavirus coverage, cases continue to trend upwards in our area. Wisconsin has recorded more than 700 new cases per day in 5 of the past 7 days. Yesterday, the state reports 727 new cases. However, this is well below the state's peak in November. You may remember when the 7-day average was over 6,000 new cases every day. Meantime, vaccination rates in our state keep going up in the momentum. Over a quarter of all residents have completed their vaccine series. Nearly 40% now have gotten at least 1 dose. Walgreens held a vaccine equity clinic yesterday at Destiny High School. The pharmacy partnered with Christian Faith Church for an initiative aimed at getting more shots to communities of color. It was one of 13 equity clinics the pharmacy has hosted in Milwaukee since March. The clinics also hope to address vaccine hesitancy. Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes was there to encourage people.
We know that the vaccination process won't be a true success if we leave any community behind, if we leave any individual behind. So I want everyone to know right here today, the vaccine is safe. I got my first dose about a week and a half ago.
Other efforts to address the vaccine disparities have been implemented in our county, including the zip code program, which prioritizes residents in 10 underrepresented zip codes. Digging deeper into vaccine equity, 38% of all white people in Milwaukee County have gotten at least 1 dose of the vaccine. That's compared to 31% of Asian Pacific Islanders and 24% of Latinos. Only 18% of black people in the county have gotten 1 dose so far. Before we go to break, we want to bring your attention back to that breaking news in Kenosha. The sheriff confirms that 5 people have been shot at a bar and restaurant in Kenosha County. 3 of them were killed. We have live updates with our Stephanie Haynes throughout our morning show. You're watching TMJ4 News today. 5:40 to our state of education coverage. Milwaukee public school leaders say they're confident that there will not be any transportation issues tomorrow when grades 4 through 8 gain the option to head back to in-person learning. This after dozens of school buses were unexpectedly canceled last week. District leaders say they've been communicating with companies and they blame the mishap on trouble retaining bus drivers in the days leading up to the return for in-person learning. At least one bus company said they did not hear from the district about their need for buses until 1 week before classes began.
We're going to be fine as it comes to the next grouping of people.
At least one bus company said they did not hear from the district about their needs until 1 week before the classes began. That gave the company little time to rehire drivers after a year of layoffs because of this pandemic. Taking a look at when more students return again. Grades 4 through 8 return tomorrow. Seniors and high school students in danger of failing return the following Monday. Everyone else will remain online for now. Back to that breaking news we're staying on top of in Kenosha County, where the county sheriff reports that 3 people have been killed, 2 others hurt inside of a restaurant and bar in the village of Summers. We saw police consoling some of the witnesses wrapped in blankets outside of that business. Our Stephanie Haynes is there. She will have a live update on who's responsible in the search for that person next. Breaking news in Kenosha County, a manhunt on the way right now to find a mass shooter. 3 people were killed and 2 in the hospital after reports of a shooting inside of a bar. That is where we find Stephanie Haynes live in the village of Summers this morning. Stephanie, what's the latest?
Hey, good morning, Julia. Investigators still all zeroing in on the Summers House Bar and Grill here on Sheridan Road in Summers. Take a look at this video. The sheriff says that they got the call around 12:40 about a report of a shooting, and that is when they discovered that 5 people were shot, 3 fatally, and 2 were taken to the hospital. They are still searching for that suspect. The sheriff says they think this is a targeted and isolated incident, and he does not think that there is a threat to the community at this time. At 4:11, I did get a public safety notification on my phone asking people to avoid this area and report any suspicious activity, as that suspect, as far as we know, is still on the loose. I just spoke to a neighbor who lives right across the street from the Summers House Bar and Grill. He was helping police with his surveillance video, which he believes may have captured the moments of the shooting that the sheriff has reported. He said that he heard those shots around 12:40. He heard people running, and he saw them running outside the bar. And so he's just been helping investigators on scene. You'll hear from him more at 6. Meanwhile, we're expecting to hear from the sheriff later today with any more details that he can provide. But for now, live in Summers, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News. Julia.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. Let's switch gears to our weather now for our full 7-day storm team forecast with meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, Julia, we are looking at still some snow in the forecast, so I want everyone to try to enjoy the weather today. As today, we are going to look at partly cloudy to partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies, just a few more clouds than what we had yesterday. A chilly start this morning with most of us back in the mid to upper 30s. It will be warmer though this afternoon, but the snow is likely coming in as moving to Tuesday and Wednesday. But don't get too worried just yet. I'll have more details in a second. It is a nice start here in Port Washington. We are at 33 degrees, so some chilly temperatures out there. You may run into some frost, so just a quick scrape of your windshield if you are stepping out the door right now. You can see some of those clouds out there, but as we zoom, take a look here, at future forecasts throughout the day, we will continue to have clouds roll through, especially through some of our southern counties. We're going to have a storm kind of slide just to our south that'll push a couple more clouds in. But if you live up towards Fond du Lac and Sheboygan, looking at more of a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky day. As we move later into today, you notice the model trying to bring in a couple light showers. Don't expect those, but eventually we will have some rain showers on the way, not until we move into Monday. And for those rain showers, you have to look farther off to the northwest. All of this coming in from Canada, and it is going to bring some cold air with it, which will lead into those chances for snow Tuesday and Wednesday. But as we move through today, again, some of those clouds increasing from the south, then comes in the front, but this isn't until we move into late tonight. 10 o'clock, it's in through the central part of our state, and then eventually that cold front will swing through the area, bringing us some rain showers for the early morning commute tomorrow. Not expecting a lot of rain, actually less than 1/4 of an inch for all of us, and most of us will actually pick up less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. So a small amount of rain with that front, but as it moves off to the east, we're going to have colder air sliding in behind it, and then again our temperatures will drop, and it'll bring a chance for some snow as we move into Tuesday. But this is a look at Monday at 6 o'clock, so we're not quite there just yet. Today, though, looking at a mix of clouds and some sunshine. We'll see 57 towards the lake, a lake breeze developing this afternoon. Inland, though, more of us will climb into the 60s, about 61, especially if you live just about 30 miles in from the lake. As we move into Monday, looking at some showers in the morning in the form of rain. Temperatures will be above freezing. As we move into Tuesday, we'll be close to freezing to start, and then on Tuesday afternoon, we're up to 40 degrees. So that's why we're looking at a wintry mix. It is not going to be straight snow. It'll mainly be rain with some snowflakes mixed in, with no accumulating snow. As we move into Wednesday, just a chance for a wintry mix, but otherwise some sunshine returns for Thursday, and so do some warmer temperatures. We end the week in the mid-50s, Julia.
Okay, well, that's good. Otherwise, I would have been so upset.
I know.
That would not have been good. Thank you. Coming up on TMJ4 News today, we're staying on top of that breaking news of multiple people killed in Kenosha County. And meteorologist Marissa Walzen sat down with NBC News anchor Willie Geist. A look back at 5 years of hosting Sunday Today. And we're taking a live look outside in Milwaukee. Lots of cloud cover. Sunrise is in 14 minutes. Time right now is 5:53. Welcome back.
And well, we have some exciting kind of news here because it's a show that airs every Sunday right after TMJ4 News Today. So right after you guys watch us at home. But it's with Sunday Today with Willie Geist. And I was able to speak with him, which was amazing to be able to get the chance to do that, about how the show is celebrating its 5th birthday. Well, Sunday Today celebrates 5 years on air this week. And Willie, how has the show evolved from its start?
You know, it's changed a little bit, but not a lot. And I think that's a tribute to our producers and our team who conceived of this show. You know, you always make tweaks here and there. You get through that first couple of shows. You go, I don't think this is working the way we thought it was going to work on paper. And so we change it up a little bit. But really what it is the Today Show for the first 15 minutes, the one you know and love for the last 60 years. And then we take a turn once we get through the news and letting you know what's going on and become more of a Sunday morning magazine show after that. So you're going to get all the news you need. You're going to know what's going on in the world, but then hopefully you can kind of unwind and spread out in your bathrobe and slippers with your big yellow Sunday Today mug and enjoy deep dives on the news and, you know, spend some time with one of your favorite celebrities and hopefully just enjoy and be a little bit uplifted about a world that's been hard to be, frankly, uplifted about lately.
Yeah, and you have attracted some pretty big names already. Who are some of the big names that you have interviewed and you really enjoyed talking to those people?
Boy, there have been so many of them. I mean, I just talked to Willie Nelson a few weeks ago. That was a dream come true. You haven't lived until you've talked to Willie Nelson over a Zoom. It pops up. He's got no assistant. He's got no people. It's just him and his wonderful wife. You know, kind of like your parents trying to get the Zoom to work, and then you have a conversation with one of the greatest artists and icon of all time. Also, you know, fly fishing with David Letterman was a wild day and a great day. Driving around Beverly Hills in a drop-top convertible with Al Pacino was very surreal, I have to say. So, you know, there are pinch me moments when you get to be around people like Dolly Parton is another one. Chadwick Boseman, the late great Chadwick Boseman, who I got to spend some time with during the Black Panther phenomenon. That was a treat at the time, and now obviously so much more meaningful even in hindsight. So I count myself lucky, and it's nice to be able to share all these moments and conversations with viewers who hopefully feel like it's a casual conversation where they're just pulling up a chair with us on a Sunday morning.
I have a question for you, being from Milwaukee right now. Have you ever been to Milwaukee or the state of Wisconsin?
Oh my gosh, my sister went to Madison. She went, first of all, I was born in Chicago, so all my family's from the Midwest. My sister went to the University of Wisconsin. I would go back, frankly, as often as humanly possible because it was so fun. Football weekends against Michigan or whoever was playing, I'd go visit her. So yeah, been to Milwaukee a bunch, been to Madison a bunch, and absolutely love it up there. And my son's favorite athlete on the planet is Giannis. So we have one of those big fat head Giannis's smacked up on the side of the wall in our house.
Well, that is awesome. Well, hopefully, again, they continue to do well. The Bucks do well. We'll see, of course, in years to come, too. I know Giannis has a long career, hopefully, ahead of him right here in Milwaukee. But I want to thank you, Willie, for joining us this morning.
Marissa, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Wow, that's really exciting that you got to talk to him.
Yeah.
He's talked to so many stars. Did he say any that was unexpected?
He said, well, so I asked him, because obviously he's talked to so many big names, but I wanted to know kind of who surprised him, because a lot of times we only see, you know, one side of a star, a front maybe of a star, and then they live a totally different life. And he said Sharon Stone. I was really surprised, because that's just not even a name you would kind of think of.
What did he say? That she was just...
He said that, you know, she was from a small town. It's just, and obviously she's had such a great career. And we were talking about this a little bit too, is I find her very intimidating, but it's so great to know that she just came from, you know, just a small town in America.
An incredibly high IQ as a child. Yeah, she has such a story. Well, thank you so much. That was cool. All right, at 5:57, we're going back to our breaking news. We want to update you on Kenosha County. The sheriff confirms multiple people have been killed. Onlookers in shock. We saw one man sobbing outside the bar and restaurant. Our Stephanie Haynes spoke to a neighbor who has surveillance video. What he saw in that video is coming up next on TMJ4 News Today. Breaking news from Kenosha County overnight. We're waking up to 3 people killed, 2 others injured after gunshots rang out inside a bar and restaurant. Now, Stephanie Haynes is live from there this morning. Stephanie, we saw a lot of police overnight combing the area with their flashlights, looking at the ground, also interviewing a lot of people. And you just spoke to a neighbor this morning as well.
Julia, I did, yes, and the scene has remained largely unchanged since we got here hours ago, from nighttime to now early into this morning. Plenty of investigative crews still zeroing in on the Summers House Bar and Grill. There's plenty of state investigators here on scene. Take a look at the video. The sheriff says this happened. They got that call around 12:40 this morning of a report of a shooting at the bar. And we now know that 3 people have been killed, 2 have been injured and have been taken to the hospital with serious injuries. That suspect is still on the loose. Authorities still looking for the suspect, but they think this is a targeted and isolated incident. They do not believe the community is under any threat at this point. However, when this happened, the neighbor I spoke to who lives right across the street, he's been working with police to hand over some of his surveillance video that was captured of the moments, and here's how he describes those chaotic moments.
Look out my north windows and I see people running from the bar this way, people running this way, people running that way. I mean, any direction they possibly could.
You're looking at the Kenosha County Sheriff Mobile Command Unit. This has been here for hours now, and we expect to hear from the sheriff, get more details, he said, later today. We don't know when that will be, but as soon as we know, we will bring you that information and give you some key updates on the scene here in Summers. Live in Summers, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News. Julia?
All right, Stephanie, we'll check in with you in another 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Switching gears now to our weather. We have a beautiful sunrise this morning. So sad to see a mass shooting, another mass shooting in our own backyard here. But we will continue on here with our newscast to take a look at what's going on with our weekend warriors getting ready for the day. Marissa?
Yeah, it's always good to see on mornings like this that there are still some good things out there. And this is a beautiful sunrise in Racine. You can see the sun now just making its way above the horizon. The sunrise happening at this exact moment. A nice sight here. We do have a couple more clouds in the area, and we will keep a couple more clouds throughout the day today. I'll have more on that in just a second. 39 in Racine, though. There are some spots starting off a bit colder this morning. So your coffee forecast, you're going to need the medium-sized cup of coffee because there are more of us starting off close to freezing yet again. And again, the coffee forecast solely based on temperatures, not based on how much caffeine you may need this morning. We are looking at 32 in Waukesha, right at freezing there. West Bend actually up now to 35, Burlington 35, Lake Geneva 35, out towards the lake itself again where we do have some warmer temperatures. Milwaukee, our warm spot at 40 degrees, though even looking at 40 in Fond du Lac as you're waking up. Now temperatures will only climb from here now that the sun is up, and we are expecting highs later today in the upper 50s towards the lake. However, if you live farther from the lake, could be looking at the low 60s this afternoon. A few more clouds expected today than yesterday, but still going to keep it dry until we move into tomorrow. I'll have a look at the week ahead coming up in just a bit. Julia?
Thank you. To coronavirus coverage now, more than 50,000 people in our state continue to get vaccinated. Every single day we're tracking. Right now, more than a quarter of Wisconsin residents have completed their vaccine series, and nearly 40% have gotten at least 1 dose of the vaccine. Meantime, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is on pause still. Many people have already gotten the J&J shot. Dan Grossman explains what the real chances are of experiencing side effects from the vaccine.
In my 40 years working with vaccines, never before I've heard people complain that they haven't had side effects.
Dr. Paul Offit is the director of the Vaccine Education Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
About 50% of people associated with the second dose of vaccine, especially those less than 65 years of age, can have significant side effects.
One of the major questions he's heard about the vaccine surround the flu-like symptoms that can come, especially after your second dose. People have asked, does it mean I have COVID? The answer is no. mRNA vaccines don't give you a part of the virus like traditional ones. They just instruct your body to produce antibodies, and those proteins can cause the fever, joint ache, and fatigue some have described.
Symptoms are worse for women. They're worse for younger people. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people who don't have any reactions at all.
Dr. Gigi Granville has heard the questions too, but from the other group of people who don't feel symptoms and ask, does this mean the vaccine is working? That answer is yes. Doctors say we all have a different set of proteins that regulate our immune systems, and they can react differently to different foreign bodies. So if you don't feel anything, it just means your body's makeup is different from someone who might have had a reaction to the vaccine.
We've gotten a lot of questions from people who want to know, did my vaccine work? Maybe if they didn't have any of those side effects. And so then they get a serology test.
A serology test looks for antibodies in our blood. Dr. Granval says there aren't any tests designed to look specifically for the vaccine antibodies. So if your test comes back negative saying you don't have them, it might mean it just missed them.
People should just rest assured that the vaccine is effective, that they get.
There is a lot to consider, but as the ones who know the most about this say, trust the science, for it is true whether or not we believe in it. I'm Dan Grossman reporting.
You can monitor cases by county and find a vaccination site near you to keep you and your family safe at tmj4.com/coronavirus. 6:06 after 14 days of testimony and 6 weeks since the jury selection began, a verdict in the case of Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin is imminent. Closing arguments begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the case against the former officer, the man accused of kneeling on George Floyd's neck and killing him back in May. After each side makes their final remarks, a judge will sequester the jury for as many days as they need until they have a verdict. The jury is considering charges of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. Meantime, the city of Minneapolis is preparing for that verdict this week. National Guard troops have been deployed to the downtown area. In March, the city stepped up their security presence outside the county courthouse in preparation of this trial. When the Derek Chauvin trial picks up again, you can watch it on Court TV live over the air on Channel 4.3. If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press. Here's Chuck Todd with a preview.
The race to get Americans vaccinated for the coronavirus has hit a roadblock this week as the CDC called for a pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine due to a rare blood clotting side effect. This resulted in canceled appointments, confusion about if and when the one-shot vaccine will be back on the market. Perhaps the most dangerous impact of all, increased vaccine hesitancy among those who are already skeptical. I'll talk to Dr. Anthony Fauci about the effects of the pause and what lies ahead, and Governor Gretchen Whitmer about how she's handling the COVID-19 surge in Michigan. Plus, former Speaker of the House John Boehner has released a scathing Washington tell-all. I'll talk to him about the future of the Republican Party and why he's choosing to speak out now. And as more devastating incidents of police violence and mass shootings occur across this country on an almost daily basis, will either issue get the needed attention from lawmakers beyond the usual lip service? It's all ahead this Sunday on Meet the Press.
You can watch Meet the Press at 8 o'clock this morning here on TMJ4 News. Brew Crew coming back strong against the Pirates last night after a tough loss in Pittsburgh on Friday. The Brewers' bats coming alive last night. They were 5-0 before the second inning even started. And that's without Yelich, who was added to the 10-day injured list yesterday with a bad back. The Brewers step up without him, beating the Pirates 7-1. Brewers are getting ready this morning for the final game of the series that's happening this afternoon at 1:10. Before we head to break, an update on breaking news from the village of Summers in Kenosha County. The sheriff confirms 3 people have been killed, 2 others shot outside of a bar near Carthage College. We have updates throughout our morning show and a live update from our Stephanie Haynes, who was at the scene this morning. At 6:12 in today's headlines, Prince Philip has been laid to rest at Windsor Castle. The full ceremony honored his lifetime of service to the UK and the crown to his wife of 73 years, Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen sat alone at the ceremony, adhering to strict COVID protocols.
With grateful hearts, we remember the many ways in which his long life has been a blessing to us. We have been inspired by his unwavering loyalty to our Queen, by his service to the nation and the Commonwealth, by his courage, fortitude, and faith.
A lot of focus on Prince Harry at the funeral, who has left London to move to LA with his wife, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. He was seen talking to Prince William and Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, after the ceremony. President Joe Biden plans to lift the cap on refugees allowed in the U.S. This comes after the White House Friday cleared up earlier statements made by the president regarding refugee caps, which drew heavy criticism. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the president is expected to increase the refugee cap by May 15th, but she did not say by how much. Government officials are urging people to stop using Peloton's treadmills immediately. There have been at least 39 reports of small children or pets becoming trapped, pinned, or pulled under this heavy machine. There's already been multiple dangerous incidents with this machine, we're told, including one child's death. Peloton said there is no reason to stop using this machine if safety instructions, such as correctly using its safety key, are followed. Before we head to break, breaking news in Kenosha we're staying on top of, where the sheriff confirms 3 people have been killed in the village of Summers. There were onlookers in shock, one man sobbing outside the bar and restaurant, lots of police combing the area, and the shooter is still at large. We have Stephanie Haynes live on scene with what she knows next. Breaking news this morning we're staying on top of, where 3 people were killed, 2 others injured after the Kenosha Sheriff reports a mass shooting at a bar and restaurant. That is where we find Stephanie Haynes live this morning. Stephanie, it looks like we have the sunrise here. Is there anything new that you see out there on the scene?
Yes, Julia, actually, we changed location a little bit. We are in the driveway of the neighbor we interviewed. If you were watching us just a few minutes ago at 6 at the top of the hour, his driveway shows the view of the Summers House Bar and Grill. You can see still plenty of investigative crews, cars, plenty of tape up still. But if you pan down 15th Place, we're seeing all of these evidence markers of shell casings, we're told. And this is about 100 yards down the road across from the Summers House Bar. So plenty of evidence. We saw earlier this morning, investigators shining their flashlights out here on the road, and we were assuming they were looking for evidence, but now in the light of day we can see how clearly these markers are, how many casings there were left on this road here. Again, we are hearing that 3 people have died, 2 have been taken to the hospital. That suspect is still on the loose. And we are expecting to hear from Sheriff Beth in a short time. We just got a release saying that he will be giving a press conference at 7 a.m. So we hope to hear plenty of more details, which we will bring to you at TMJ4. Live in Summers, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News. Julia?
Stephanie, great information. Thank you so much. And that suspect is still at large. Just so everybody knows, they say there's no threat to the public at this time. Let's get over to Storm Team 4 Weather Center meteorologist Marissa Walzen with your 7-day Storm Team forecast.
Well, we are looking at quite an interesting forecast ahead. A very nice day today, but then everything kind of changes towards the beginning of the week. So I'll get to that 7-day coming up in just a bit. But if you do have plans to go to either of the local zoos, be prepared for a pretty nice day. You will need a jacket, though I do expect temperatures later this afternoon to climb into the upper 50s. And even if you're going to the Milwaukee Zoo, you may even be looking at the low 60s as we move into the afternoon. So looking at some mild temperatures out there. A couple more clouds, though, across the area today. Beautiful sunrise here in Milwaukee. You can actually see our sun pillar going on at the moment as the sun is rising out there over Lake Michigan. Pretty cool sight when you get something like that. 40 degrees right now in Milwaukee. Temperatures are going to continue to climb from here on out, but changes are out there. Here we are in Wisconsin, right there in Milwaukee, but we're focusing off to the northwest as we do have a system on the way that will bring us some rain showers as we move into Monday, and then behind it, some colder temperatures that will bring us the potential for some snow, yes, as we move into Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're not quite there yet. Don't focus so much on what's to come. Try to enjoy some of the weather that's going to be out there today. Taking a look at your future forecast, we will have clouds rolling through. Otherwise, we'll have plenty of breaks in between the cloud cover as we move throughout even the lunch hour. This is a look at the lunch hour. A couple more clouds, especially through the southern half of our area, though some of our northern communities still keeping it mostly sunny to partly cloudy. A lake breeze will develop as we move into the afternoon, looking at slightly cooler temperatures again for the lake and a bit breezy at times. I know this model will try to bring in a couple light showers. Don't expect that, but we will see more clouds as we move later into today, and then eventually the rain will come in, but not until we move into early tomorrow morning. So today, prepare for either a partly sunny to partly cloudy day. Farther to the south, we'll see more clouds. Farther to the north, a little bit more sunshine, but temperatures again upper 50s towards the lake, and then farther from the lake, looking at the low 60s as we move into the afternoon. Your 7-day forecast, though, showing some rain showers as we move into Monday, especially for the morning commute. Won't be anything too heavy and won't be anything that will lead lead to any concerns for flooding on Monday. But for the morning commute, be prepared for some rain showers out there. Colder air moves in behind the front tomorrow, so that'll bring a rain-snow mix as we move into Tuesday there as a storm kind of skirts through the Ohio River Valley. So something to watch for sure. But as of right now, it doesn't look like we're going to kind of have any kind of freak snow event, but we will likely see some snowflakes mixed in with the raindrops. A chance for a wintry mix again on Wednesday before warmer air returns by the end of the week, Julia.
Wow, so really soak in today for sure.
Yes.
Thank you. At 6:22, we are staying on top of that breaking news out of Kenosha. Multiple people have been killed early this morning at a bar and restaurant. We saw a lot of police presence even into this morning. Lots of concerned faces, even from people who are wrapped in those blankets, who are likely witnesses, and police combing the area, including inside and outside of this bar and restaurant in the village of Summers. We'll stay on top of any developments throughout TMJ4 News today. Welcome back. A familiar gymnast is set to compete for the Summer Olympic Games. She hopes to return to it. Lance Allen recently caught up with Chelsea Memel.
We broke the news of Chelsea Memel's comeback last year. Now we update her inspirational road to try and get to Tokyo for the Olympics.
Why? Why not?
9 months ago to the day, this was Chelsea's reaction to a return to competitive gymnastics.
So you don't want to announce it today? When are you ready to announce it? What's holding you back?
I know. I'm just dragging my feet.
Now today,
is it official now?
It is official. I just finally decided to kind of jump in with both feet and really just see how far I can take this journey.
It's an amazing story. On this morning, Memel's daughter, Audrielle, is in the gym with a matching leotard.
It was fun. I take a turn, she gives me a hug. I feel like the best gymnast in the world. It's like...
No matter if you fell or didn't do it or whatever.
Memel, a world all-around champion and an Olympic silver medalist. But her return, not for the reasons you might think.
If you have a dream and if you're still able to do it, why not go for it?
Why not go for it? It's for me, I'm enjoying it. It's all about the joy for me. It's not because I feel like I have unfinished business or I feel like I need to prove something. I don't have to prove anything. I have 16, 17-year-olds reaching out to me sometimes and saying, well, my coach said there's really not much left for me in the sport. I should start thinking about coaching. And then I'm like, and it makes me so angry. And I'm like, why? Why are we putting like this cap and this age limit on something that we enjoy doing, something that we have fun doing, something that's active?
So what is success?
Right now, what I'm doing like right now, I feel is a success.
While for some, the pandemic has put life on hold. For Chelsea, it's made the comeback possible.
The only reason why I have like a small chance at it is because it was pushed back.
Memel hopes to compete soon and continues to inspire mothers everywhere. Lance Allen, TMJ4 Sports.
She certainly is, and her daughter is adorable, mimicking her on the bars. TMJ4 is your go-to source for Olympic action later this summer. Things get started July 23rd, 96 days from now. 6:27, we're going to get you up to date on all your top stories, including your breaking news out of Kenosha. Sheriff confirms 3 people have been killed. Onlookers in shock. And a swarm of police outside. Near Carthage College, this happened at a bar restaurant. Stephanie Haynes is live from there next. Breaking news, the Kenosha County Sheriff confirms 3 people were killed and 2 others hurt after mayhem erupted at a bar near Carthage College.
Kenosha is requesting anyone available that we have to spare to respond to an active shooter at the Summers House Bar and Restaurant on Sheridan Road.
And the suspect is still at large at this hour. The shooting began just before 1 o'clock this morning inside the Summers House restaurant in the village of Summers. Let's get right over to Stephanie Haynes, who is live from the scene this morning where police have surrounded the area.
Julia, investigative crews are still very hard at work trying to process the scene here at Summers House Bar and Grill. You can see a couple dozen of them standing in front of the bar, taking pictures, putting up tape, walking in and out of the bar still. And then just down the street, down 15th Place, about 100 yards from the bar, we can see dozens of these evidence markers, which we're told are potentially shell casings from when this shooting took place. So you can really see the expansiveness of the scene. Crews are still taking pictures and looking at them. Of course, as we told you all morning long, the sheriff says that the shooting happened around 12:40. 3 people have died. 2 people went to the hospital with serious injuries. The suspect is still on the loose. The sheriff believes that this was a targeted and isolated incident, and the community is not under any threat at this time. They are putting out alerts telling people to avoid this area as crews continue to process this scene. They're also telling people to report any suspicious activity. We are in the driveway of a neighbor who heard the shots and saw people running outside the bar, describing the chaos of the scene. And the newest information we have this morning is we are expecting to hear from Sheriff David Beth in just a short while at 7 a.m. With new details about what may have occurred during this shooting, Julia, and we will bring those details to you as soon as we can. Live in Summers, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. We'll see you back for live update in about 15 minutes. And to give you some perspective on where this mass shooting took place, this is where the bar and restaurant is, the Summers House on Sheridan Road near 15th Place in the village of Summers. It's just down the street from Carthage College. People in the area were sent this push notification to their cell phones as well, saying there's an active criminal investigation in the area and to report any suspicious activity to 911. Once again, we know that multiple people have been shot, suspects still at large, according to the Kenosha County Sheriff. The sheriff is expected to hold a news conference. As soon as that happens, we will share it with you. Switching gears to our weather, many people getting ready for the day to head to work or church. Let's get our forecast with meteorologist Marissa Walzen. Good morning.
Good morning, Julia. We are looking at a beautiful sky to start off the day. This is a live look over Racine. Again, the sunrise happened just about a half hour ago, so we're still seeing some of those vibrant oranges out there. A lot more clouds out there today than what we had yesterday, and that's going to be the trend actually through the entire day today. 39 in Racine at this moment. A live look over Milwaukee. Also a pretty stunning sunrise across the area. Again, still a lot of the orange color because we do have plenty of clouds still out there. 40 degrees though to start off the day in Milwaukee. Temperatures toward the lake are warmer than temperatures farther inland. We're still at the freezing mark in Waukesha. Burlington though at 35, West Bend 35, Sheboygan closer to the lake 36, though Fond du Lac starting off the day at 40 degrees, Beaver Dam 37, and we do have mid to upper 30s as you work your way farther to the south. If you do have plans to go to AmFam Field later today, Brewers taking on Pirates for the final game of the series. 55 degrees by the time we get to the first pitch at 1:10. The roof will likely be open because temperatures will push 60 degrees towards the end of the game. I'll have a close look though at some cooler air on the way, as well as a chance for some snow coming up in just a bit. Julia.
What a great game that should be. Thank you. 6:34. The investigation continues into a mass shooting at an Indiana FedEx facility. A former employee killed 8 people there Thursday night and injured 5 more before taking his own life. Today, we're learning more about the victims. Chris Pallone has the latest.
In Indianapolis, Saturday, people paused to remember the victims of Thursday's mass shooting and to show support for their family and friends. 8 people died that night at the FedEx facility where they work, their ages ranging from 19 to 74. 5 others are expected to survive their injuries after a former employee with a rifle opened fire.
Couldn't believe it was my mama who got shot. I didn't believe it until I saw her.
His mother is expected to make it. So is Kristen Johnson's father. His car a constant and chilling reminder of the violent attack.
And looking at his car, he has 12 bullet holes in it. So the fact that he's even still alive is that's a lot.
Investigators have searched the home of 19-year-old Brandon Hull, a former FedEx employee. He was already known to law enforcement. The FBI said Hull's mother previously warned them he might want to be killed by a police officer.
He was found in a couple of police reports.
The killings drawing an emotional response from President Biden.
This has to end. It's a national embarrassment. It is a national embarrassment what's going on.
Now, yet again, 8 more American families are left to mourn.
Our aunt, Amarjit, she left her kids night before, and then she's not going to come back ever. Her 13-year-old and 19-year-old, they're going to look for answers every day.
Answers that might never come. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
And the family of the gunman Brandon Hull issued a statement. It said, "We're devastated at the loss of life caused by Brandon's actions. Though the love of his family, we tried to get him the help he needed. Our sincerest and most heartfelt apologies go out to the victims of this senseless tragedy." 6:36 to our state of education coverage now. Milwaukee public school leaders say they are confident that there will not be any more transportation issues to come when tomorrow grades 4th through 8th gain the option to head back to in-person learning. This after dozens of school bus routes were unexpectedly canceled last week. District leaders say they've been communicating with bus companies and they blame the mishap on trouble retaining bus drivers in the days leading up to the return to in-person learning. At least one bus company said they did not hear from the district about their need for buses until a week before classes began.
We're going to be fine as it comes to the next grouping of people.
At least one company said that they did not hear from the district about their need until about a week before it all began, leaving the bus company little time to rehire drivers after a year of layoffs because of this pandemic. Taking a look at when more students return again. Grades 4th through 8th return tomorrow. Seniors and high school students in danger of failing return the following Monday. Everyone else will remain online for now. Coronavirus cases continue to trend upwards in our area. Wisconsin has recorded more than 700 new cases per day in the past 5 out of the 7 days. Yesterday, the state was reporting 727 new cases. However, this is still well below the state's peak in November. You may remember when the 7-day average was over 6,000 new cases every single day. Meantime, vaccination rates in our area keep going up. Over the quarter of all Wisconsin residents have completed their vaccine series, and nearly 40% have gotten at least one dose. Monitor cases county by county, and you can find a vaccination site near you at tmj4.com/coronavirus. Before we head to break, we want to bring you the attention of what's going on in Kenosha County. The sheriff there confirms multiple people have been killed outside a bar and restaurant near Carthage College on Sheridan Road. We will have live updates throughout our morning show. Stephanie Haynes joins us in about 15 minutes.
Well, it is 6:42 this morning. Welcome back.
And it's a show that airs every weekend on Sunday Today with Willie Geist. You were able to actually interview him.
Yes,
which
I
is
was.
Pretty cool earlier this week. And she talks to him about how they're celebrating their 5th birthday already of Sunday Today.
Well, Sunday Today celebrates 5 years on air this week. And Willie, how has the show evolved from its start?
You know, it's changed a little bit, but not a lot. And I think that's a tribute to our producers and our team who conceived of this show. You know, you always make tweaks here and there. You get through that first couple of shows. You go, I don't think this is working the way we thought it was going to work on paper. And so we change it up a little bit. But really what it is the Today Show for the first 15 minutes, the one you know and love for the last 60 years. And then we take a turn once we get through the news and letting you know what's going on and become more of a Sunday morning magazine show after that. So you're going to get all the news you need. You're going to know what's going on in the world, but then hopefully you can kind of unwind and spread out in your bathrobe and slippers with your big yellow Sunday Today mug and enjoy deep dives on the news and, you know, spend some time with one of your favorite celebrities and hopefully just enjoy and be a little bit uplifted about a world that's been hard to be, frankly, uplifted about lately.
Yeah, and you have attracted some pretty big names already. Who are some of the big names that you have interviewed and you really enjoyed talking to those people?
Boy, there have been so many of them. I mean, I just talked to Willie Nelson a few weeks ago. That was a dream come true. You haven't lived until you've talked to Willie Nelson over a Zoom. It pops up. He's got no assistant. He's got no people. It's just him and his wonderful wife. You know, kind of like your parents trying to get the Zoom to work, and then you have a conversation with one of the greatest artists and icon of all time. Also, you know, fly fishing with David Letterman was a wild day and a great day. Driving around Beverly Hills in a drop-top convertible with Al Pacino was very surreal, I have to say. So, you know, there are pinch me moments when you get to be around people like Dolly Parton is another one. Chadwick Boseman, the late, great Chadwick Boseman, who I got to spend some time with during the Black Panther phenomenon. That was a treat at the time, and now obviously so much more meaningful even in hindsight. So I count myself lucky, and it's nice to be able to share all these moments and conversations with viewers who hopefully feel like it's a casual conversation where they're just pulling up a chair with us on a Sunday morning.
I have a question for you, being from Milwaukee right now. Have you ever been to Milwaukee or the state of Wisconsin?
Oh my gosh, my sister went to Madison. She went, first of all, I was born in Chicago, so all my family's from the Midwest. My sister went to the University of Wisconsin. I would go back, frankly, as often as humanly possible because it was so fun. Football weekends against Michigan or whoever was playing, I'd go visit her. So yeah, been to Milwaukee a bunch, been to Madison a bunch, and absolutely love it up there. And my son's favorite athlete on the planet is Giannis. So we have one of those big fat head Giannis's smacked up on the side of the wall in our house.
Well, that is awesome. Well, hopefully, again, they continue to do well. The Bucks do well. We'll see, of course, in years to come, too. I know Giannis has a long career, hopefully, ahead of him right here in Milwaukee. But I want to thank you, Willie, for joining us this morning.
Marissa, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
What a great interview. You know, another interview I thought was really good, and I agree with him. He does make it feel really relaxed, just like a conversation. It's really hard to get Keanu Reeves to talk, you know, about his personal life, and he got him to open up a little bit. So I thought that was good. Reeves. And he talked about Chadwick Boseman too.
Yeah, he said that was one of, I mean, it's so, the interview itself was great, and then it just had so much more meaning, of course, with the passing of him, and it was just, he said it just made it like that much more of an impact and a lasting impact on him. So always crazy to kind of have that play out like that.
Yeah, and they replayed it again after he passed away too. Incredible. Well, we will have more news coming up after this, including breaking news we're staying on top of in Kenosha County, where the county sheriff reports multiple people were killed overnight inside of a restaurant in the village of Summers. We saw police consoling some of the witnesses wrapped in blankets outside of the business. Our Stephanie Haynes is there. She'll have a live update from the scene next. Breaking news, another mass shooting, this one in our own backyard. 3 people are dead, 2 others injured after the Kenosha Sheriff reports mayhem erupted at a bar and restaurant overnight. Stephanie Haynes is there this morning.
Good morning. Still plenty of investigative crews on scene here at the Summers House Bar and Grill. Take a look at this video that we got from overnight. The sheriff says this happened around 12:40. 3 people have died and 2 others were taken to the hospital. Police are still searching for the suspect. The sheriff says they think this is a targeted and isolated incident, and they do not think there is a threat to the community at this time. A neighbor across the street says he saw people running outside the bar after he heard the shots. Around 4:11 a.m., a public safety notification went out to people's phones, alerting people to avoid the scene at 15th and Sheridan and report any suspicious activity. We are expecting to hear from Sheriff David Beth at 7, so in just a few moments now, more details about what may have happened here overnight in Summers. In Summers, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News.
Stephanie, thank you. Again, that's supposed to happen at 7 o'clock, and we will be streaming that on Facebook Live if you'd like to see it. All right, let's get a check outside with meteorologist Marissa Walzen. Hey there.
Well, good morning. We are waking up with more clouds out there, but a peak of the sunrise. You can kind of see it behind me here in Milwaukee. Of course, we do have a lot more clouds rolling in, but still kind of a nice, weird looking orange hue out there as you look off to the east. We are at 40 in Milwaukee. Temperatures will continue to climb from here. And even though we are going to have a couple more clouds across the area today, we are going to have some warmer temperatures this afternoon. We aren't looking at much going on across the state. A couple of showers off to our southwest, but then also this front coming in from our northwest. And don't worry, it will not bring us some snow, but some colder air behind it will bring the chance for some snow as we move into Tuesday and Wednesday with yet another storm. So taking a look here at future forecast, again, watching this front kind of dropping in. This will be a cold front here, bringing in the colder air. By the time we get into about 10 o'clock tonight, looking at rain showers moving through the northwestern corner of our state. As we move through the overnight hours and early on Monday, that's when the cold front will swing through, bringing less than 1/4 inch, and most of us will actually pick up less than 1/10 inch of rain. But again, the colder air filters in behind this system, which will play a key role in what we see as we move into Tuesday. By the time we get to midnight tomorrow night, though, no more moisture out there, but we are going to see more of that moisture move in, something that was noon tomorrow, but even throughout the afternoon and evening tomorrow, going to look at mostly cloudy skies and dry weather. But as we take a look at the next few hours here today, not worried about the rain or the snow. We will just have passing clouds through the area, a couple of breaks mixed in. Towards the lakefront, lake breeze developing as we move into this afternoon. And I know this model trying to bring in some rain showers. Not going to be the case today. We will see, though, them again as we move into early Monday morning. So today, just plan on a couple more clouds than yesterday and also warmer temperatures. About 57 towards the lake, though 61 degrees inland. So looking at some warmer temperatures overall this afternoon. Monday, looking at those showers, especially early, we will have cooler temperatures, highs near 50. Tuesday, with that colder air, we'll have a high of 40, but more importantly, we'll focus on those temperatures in the morning, which will be close to the freezing mark. So we'll have a chance for a wintry mix on Tuesday, and also as we move into Wednesday, even though snow is in the forecast, not expecting any accumulation on the ground, Julia.
I was watching a video online of a little chihuahua all upset that it was snowing on the ground somewhere. So. Oh, our pets are not going to be happy when this happens. All right, at 6:52, we have much more still to come, including that breaking news we're following for you. Multiple people killed in Kenosha County. Here's a final look at your top stories. That breaking news we've been staying on top of throughout TMJ4 News today. 3 people were killed, 2 others injured after a shooting at the Summers house in Kenosha County. The suspect, we're told, is still on the loose. And the sheriff is expected to give a news update at 7 o'clock this morning, so just minutes from now. TMJ4 News will stream that news conference on Facebook Live. Closing arguments begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the case against former officer Derek Chauvin. He's the man accused of kneeling on George Floyd's neck and killing him last May. The judge will then sequester the jury for as many days as they need until a verdict. The jury is considering charges of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. Coronavirus cases continue to trend upwards in our area. Wisconsin has recorded more than 700 new cases per day in 5 out of the past 7 days. Yesterday, the state reporting 727 new cases. However, this is still well below the state's peak in November, when the 7-day average was over 6,000 new cases every day. Meantime, vaccination rates in our state keep up the momentum. Over a quarter of all Wisconsin residents have completed their vaccine series. Nearly 40% have gotten at least 1 dose. And Milwaukee Public Schools district leaders say they've been communicating with bus companies after several routes were canceled last week. District says they do not believe there will be any transportation issues tomorrow when grades 4 through 8 are back in the classroom. About 45 seconds left. Let's get a check outside with meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, today we are going to have a mild day compared to yesterday. Actually, even warmer than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty nice. Today we will see highs in the upper 50s towards the lakefront. A lake breeze, gosh, I cannot speak this morning. A lake breeze developing will happen this afternoon. My goodness, still wrong there. Looking at low 60s, though, inland we will have more clouds across the area. Still a couple of sun breaks mixed in. It's a Sunday, so brain not quite functioning how it should be, but it should be a nice day overall. Snow, though, still expected Tuesday.
And the coffee cast, I think, is a medium or a large?
Well, it's a medium, but I would like to change that to an extra large.
An extra large. We'll see you back here at the live update.